Let's really quickly cover everything you need to know about all businesses' BOI, beneficial ownership information reporting requirements. The beneficial ownership information reporting came out of the Corporate Transparency Act several years ago and was made to help curb problems with money laundering and tax evasion through shell or fake companies. It is estimated that approximately 90% of all businesses out there are required to report beneficial ownership information. So if you own a business or are part owner of a business, you will most likely be required to report BOI. The BOI reporting includes details and data about individuals who directly or indirectly own or control a company. There are two distinct parts of the reporting process. One is reporting for the company, and the second is reporting for those who have beneficial ownership in the company. As far as what companies need to participate in the BOI, it includes all domestic corporations, LLCs or limited liability companies, and any other entities created by filing a document with the Secretary of State or any similar U.S. office, as well as any foreign companies that include corporations and LLCs that are formed under the law of a foreign country that have registered to do business in the United States by the filing of a document with the Secretary of State or any similar office. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. As you can see, this encompasses almost all businesses in the U.S. I do not believe it includes sole proprietorships, as they are not considered a legal entity by the U.S. government, but you should verify this with your own legal counsel or a tax professional. According to FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, if any individual fits any of the following criteria, they could be deemed to be exercising substantial control of a company and would need that information to be reported with the company. Someone who is a senior officer, such as a president, CFO, CEO, COO, general counsel, or other officers who perform similar functions to any of these positions. Or someone with the authority to appoint or remove certain officers or a majority of directors of the reporting company. Or someone who is an important decision maker within or for the reporting company. Or someone with any form of substantial control over the reporting company, such as someone with influence over the important decisions made for the reporting company. Here are the regulations as to when you need to complete the BOI reporting by. First off, on January 1st, 2024, FinCEN launched the BOI e-filing website located at this address for reporting beneficial ownership information. Any reporting company created or registered to do business before January 1st, 2024 will have until January 1st, 2025 to file its initial BOI report. So if you started your business before the first of the year, 2024, you have until the end of the year to file your report. But I wouldn't wait. I would recommend to just get it done and over with. It only takes a few minutes, and I will go over that process step by step here in a few moments. Any reporting company created or registered in 2024 will have 90 calendar days to file after receiving actual or public notice that its creation or registration is effective. So if you started your business this year, you need to get it registered as quickly as possible. Any reporting company created or registered on or after January 1st, 2025 will have 30 calendar days to file after receiving actual or public notice that its creation or registration is effective. So if you create a new business entity next year or any subsequent years, you need to file ASAP too. As well, if there are any changes to the ownership or control within the business, you will also be required to file those changes with FinCEN within those associated timeframes. What if you do not register your business and file that BOI information? Well, the consequences and penalties are quite substantial, to say the least. Penalties for violation could equal $500 fees per day for all individuals involved. So there's no getting out of it by saying, well, so-and-so was supposed to do that. If you have substantive control, you need to make sure whoever is responsible for doing the reporting does the reporting and does it accurately. Current mistakes or omissions can be corrected within 90 days of the deadline for the original report. However, and when it comes to the government, there is always however. Firms could face civil and criminal penalties for disregarding their BOI reporting obligations. Okay, now let's go over step by step the details of how to file your BOI with the FinCEN ASAP. First, go to the official FinCEN website at this address. Here you will see two sections in the top right, the BOI filing and the BSA filing. We are only focusing on the BOI filing part, so click in there. Now you have a few options to choose from here. You could prepare a PDF file offline, then submit it later. You could do the online BOIR, which is what I will go over, or you could use a system-to-system API. Go ahead and click on the Prepare and Submit BOIR button under the File Online BOIR section. Next, go ahead and click on the I agree button on the warning window after reading through the warning message. You will now see there are several sections we will be going over. The first is the filing information section. The second is reporting company information. The third is the company applicant information. The fourth is beneficial owners information. Then the submit process. For the first part, you need to click on Initial Report if this is the first time you are doing the BOI report for your company. If you are correcting a prior report, updating a prior report, or filing for a newly exempt entity, then you would click the appropriate radio button for those choices. Now click Next and we move into the Reporting Company Information screen. If you wish to receive a FinCEN ID number, then you want to click the box for that. If you have to file multiple BOI reports for multiple companies, like I have multiple companies, you may want to do that so you don't have to repeat all of that information each time. If you have a foreign pooled investment vehicle, check that box as well. Next, you need to put the reporting company's legal name. So if you're filing for your own company, like I am, it's my company's name. If you have an alternate DBA, you can put that in as well. Note that the required fields all have the red asterisk notating that they are required. Next, scroll down to the form of identification area. In here, you need to select from EIN, SSN, or ITIN, or foreign. For me, I will select EIN as I have an EIN for each of my businesses. If you do not have an EIN, then for most of you, it would be SSN or ITIN number that you would want to put in unless you have a foreign entity. Then select the country the entity is created in from the drop-down in item 10 and fill in the address information for the filing company. Click Next and we move on to the company applicant information section. In here we will put the information for the person who is doing the filing for the business that we are reporting. If you have a company that has already reported, then click the box for number 16. As well, if you have a FinCEN number, put it in the box for 18. Now scroll down and enter all of your information as the person doing the filing. Remember, if it has a red asterisk, you must fill that out. And make sure you click whether the address you are using is a business or a residential address. Now scroll down the form of identification portion. In here, you will need to select which type of ID you are submitting. For me, it is my state driver's license. Then enter the ID number and the state it is from. If the ID is from another country other than the US, you will need to select that in the country section too. Then you will need to upload a copy of the ID. The size of the file cannot be over 4 megabytes and it has to be JPEG, PNG, or PDF format. Now click Next and we move to the beneficial owners information section. In here we will put all the beneficial owners who need to be reported for the business. Box 35 is for special circumstances. If you need to use that, then click it. But most of us, we don't need to use that. Again, enter your FinCEN ID number if you have one, and if you are an exempt entity, click that box. Now scroll down and enter the information for the first beneficial owner of the company. After you have done that, then scroll down more and enter all of the information for the form of ID that you're using for the owner and upload an image for that. Note, you need to do this for all beneficial owners. So if you have more than one, you need to scroll up and click Add Beneficial Owner and then repeat for the next owner. For me, I am the only owner for all of my companies, so I do not have to go through this step. If you do have to do this and you have feedback on that process, Please let us know in the comments below. After clicking next, the next section is the submit section. Here you want to enter your email address, confirm your email address, and add your first and last name. Then click on the agree button after you read the notation above it. Click on the I am human CAPTCHA, then complete the CAPTCHA portion, and you are all done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? After this, you should see a screen with all of the information submitted and receive an email that it has been accepted. If this was of benefit, please do click that thumbs up button down below. Click that subscribe button. That really helps the channel out a lot.